Nothing gets the crowd going like the heavyweights, and this crowd is now properly warmed up for the women's action here at event number 6. What a finish we just saw with Justin Medeiros and Saxon Panting for the men. As we continue day 2 of competition for the individuals in the 2021 Noble Crossing Games. Thank you so much for being with us, everybody. Hope you're enjoying this. I know we are. I'm Sean Woodland, but Jay Sigram, Nikki Grazer is down on the competition floor. The traditional clean lap, but now we're adding a little something new.
Yeah, we took the speed out of it from bar to bar. We added a 200-meter run, but we still have to go fast because that truncated time gap is forcing. On this event that a lot of people weren't thinking about when they were looking at this event on paper.
First and four, he's for the win. Carolyn Grego will be in lane number 6. She will be wearing blue. Will be modeling her heart rate throughout the event. Grego coming in 29th place overall for the women. So she jumps on the right side of the cut line, but looking to do some work to move herself safely inside that. The equipment team here is doing a fantastic job, as they always do, getting the floor situated for the women.
The gray shirts, the blue shirts, the green, the medical.
Here are the overall men's standings now. Brent Fikowski just 6 points up on Justin Medeiros, and Patrick Beller climbs up another spot. Is now in 3rd place overall. Jordan Carl Lewison 11 points back of him. Saxon Panchik's now up to 5th, and Yonakoski dropped to 6th place.
Again, anything can happen. A 30-point swing is not unheard of. That's the difference between a 1st and a 10th. But at an event like this, we're coming down to 2nd separating place finishing. No one is saying 1st through 6th at the moment.
Women's standings coming into event number 6, it is Tia Toomey, who actually saw her lead shrink after the last event. Haley Adams took that from 57 down to 48. Kristen Volta continuing to do what she does, just steady throughout. She is in 3rd as the top 3 athletes are all well above the 400-point mark. Christy Maribel, Colin, and Laurel Horvath, who won the prior event, round out the top 5. And Catherine Davies are working there for 6th.
And this event might as well be called Tia Toomey, but I'm looking at Kristen Volta to see if she's plugged that hole, which tends to be those high-end strengths. But when you're adding this run, that does bode well better for an athlete like Volta.
Carolyn Connors of South San Diego looking to take the floor. Connors right on the wrong side of that cut line. Remember, after that event, you're coming to field down to 30 athletes. Carolyn Connors 34th place overall. She is trying to move up 4 spots here. There is Carolyn Grebo. Carolyn Grebo is one of the most accomplished athletes in this field. Take a look at her heart rate. 123 beats per minute. Grebo has won 11 national championships in 4 different sports, and 2 of those came in ice hockey at the University of Wisconsin.
That just means she's nails. She's just an athlete, right? A classic competitor. And I want to see what she can do in this event.
First game forward on a 7-minute time gap for the women in this event, 165 pounds on the first bar. The course of their running remains the same as it did for the men.
And that's a strong pace, but it's an even pace. It's coming down to the run. Now this heat, we got some of the stronger women in the field with Reagan Huckabee and Jessica Griffith. They both have clean and jerks at 247 and 257, but the heaviest bar at the end of this ladder is only 215.
Carolyn Connors, Jess Griffith, Dawson Davis,
really a pace where it's as fast as you can. That's not the right pace. The running pace is faster than you want to. And that's what's going to be needed to get under these caps. And look, we can't just fight underneath the cap. These athletes are fighting for their longevity to compete in the Saturday.
All the athletes in this heat are trying to get themselves inside the cut line, or at least give themselves some breathing room as far as that is concerned. Back in now for a second lift.
Her advantage is the pace at which she is running with, which is going to work out well for your first 3 rounds at those wider bars. But her max manager, once it's been updated, is the lowest of every athlete in this competition.
Jim is watching that one, and Jess Griffith was the first athlete down. Griffith just leaving the left side of your screen. And she will have a shorter distance to travel when she gets back into the Coliseum to return to her lanes. Griffith looks to be the leader right now as the 185-pound barbell weights to get a 7-minute time cap here for the women.
And that's a time domain we haven't hit yet in the competition. When we look at the breadth of the programming so far. Hour plus event 1, 15 minutes event 2, 90 seconds event 3, 20 minutes event 4. This time domain we haven't hit because we went 10 to 12 this morning, but this 6 to 7 minute is a domain that we are now adding as we build up to that cut in event number 9.
Carolyn Connors and Jess Griffith just making the turn out to come back into the Coliseum. They're making at the same time. Jess Griffith, now your leader in this first of 4 heats. And she was set up to the 185-pound barbell. No problem. Carolyn Connors, meanwhile, in the background, are taking her time. Pretty well ball. Reagan Huckabee closest to the cameras and just hit that lift. Alessandro Celli, and now Carolyn Primo.
Team Connors in the back, had a squat in again, having to take a bit of a break, and we said that coming in is that, listen, you got to play to your strengths and try to minimize your weaknesses.
Michelle Bassett and Sasha Davis are done, as is Sun Young Choi, with his Jessica Griffith. This is your leader.
This is probably the hardest run of the 5 that they have to do, is that 4th round run, knowing that the bars are really starting to get heavy just because of fatigue, not necessarily relative to their 1-rep maxes. But you cannot back off the run pace, worried about what that bar is going to feel like going in.
Jessica Griffith in 31st place right now. 1 spot away from being saved from the cuts when we cut down 230 athletes after 9 events. Here goes Jessica Griffith for the 195-pound bar. No problem for Griffith. Looks good. Barbell work looks good. Reagan Huckabee and Alessandro Celli, the next 2 winners for the 195-pound bar. Here comes Carolyn Primo. Huckabee and Celli done at the same time. Primo will hit that. As Michelle Bassett tripped, almost tripped again. And she works her way back to the 195-pound barbell. She and Sonia Choi, along with Sasha Davis and Carolyn Connors, are still inside the Coliseum. 5.5 minutes now gone by. 90 seconds to go before we hit the time cap. Jessica Griffith is up for the final round here. As Alessandro Celli at the bottom left of your screen. Griffith all by herself in the first place.
Now, I said the 4th run might be the toughest, but the most important one is this 5th one, because you can't be so focused on that last barbell that you lose focus on the pace that you need to sustain on the last run.
1 minute to go. Here comes Jessica Griffith.
Tell you what, Michelle has made a big move on this last run.
Jessica Griffin up to the 205-pound bar. She's on the bottom right. Alessandra Micheli. Jessica's getting to the barbell. It's Griffin is going to win the game. Wow. Micheli will go out in second place. 30 seconds to go. She is in. Now Reagan Huckabee and Carolyn Grebo. Huckabee on the right. Grebo in the middle. Huckabee has that. Grebo is standing up. Two more over there. 15 seconds to go. Carolyn Connors, who was your early leader, with 5 seconds left. Mason lift from 11 across the finish.
Yeah, she ran in and hit that lift, but earlier she was taking time before the other ones. I think that was just a confidence thing going in. She made that look easier than her two previous barbells.
Carolyn Grebo, 168 her heart rate up to right now.
And that's just right, but that's perfect, right? That is max intensity, but with comfortability. That's about the heart rate you'll see with a lot of these athletes.
Jessica Griffin passing Carolyn Connors the lead right here, and then it was all Griffin from there on out.
Oh, just the way she handled the run. She's a decent runner. She's definitely a fast one, but she's also one of the stronger female athletes in the field, able to power every barbell with relative ease from first to fifth round.
Four women able to complete all the work inside the 7-minute time gap, and Jessica Griffin setting the early mark to be 6:25.72 seconds. The 2 of 4 up next. 9 women on the floor, and it's going to be Emma Carey who has the blue strap for this heat. Emma Carey coming in at 18th place overall, her individual debut at the CrossFit Games.
She had a tough start to the morning earlier in event number 5, and event number 6 may not be the best next event that she needed if she's wanted to, take her. She wants to be top 15, top 10, up top of the podium. They all want to. So I'll be curious to see how she handles it. She's got the endurance, but it's the strength coupled with that we need to see under fatigue.
Second heat for the women now underway, and it is Jessica Griffin who has the time to lead at 6:25.7 seconds. Ellie Turner and Lauren Clifton out front on this run, but again, we'll wait and see for when they actually return inside the Coliseum to see who is in first place.
So moderate strength endurance being tested at the final event of day number 1 with those heavy, high volume thrusters. This one is a high strength aerobic test. But Carey did well with the thrusters, so her ability to manage, but there certainly gets to a certain threshold for a lot of these athletes where that's going to slow down.
Ellie Turner and Ariel Lowen making the turn, and Emma Carey. Lowen out first, Carey right behind her. Was Ariel Lowen, who was the surprise winner of the Granite Games, the qualifier, said she just went to that competition because she wanted the cool nameplate that they give you there when you start out so she could put it up in her new house, and then all of a sudden found out that she was going to go to the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, now you get a
much cooler one.
3 different noble bags with your name on those, and yes, a much cooler nameplate we see hanging on these gumdrops in the Coliseum.
With Ariel Lowen followed by Ellie Turner and Emma Carey right now in heat number 2. They have all cleared the 165-pound barbell, 175 awaits once they get back inside the Coliseum.
Now what's tricky on this run, especially when you leave the Coliseum, is there's no clock out there. So what most athletes do, especially endurance athletes, is they use, they just look at their watch, try to see what their pace is, and not having it out there, you're relying a lot on feel, not necessarily what you see.
Ariel Lowen neck and neck with Emma Carey to 175 at the same time. Ellie Turner on the top of the street. It's Ariel Lowen, followed closely by Emma Carey. time cap here. 2.5 minutes gone by. Emma Carey, as she is on the run at 169 beats per minute.
What's pretty amazing to see is that the fitness level that all these elite athletes are at is that we start to see some similarities between what a maximum threshold is going to be. Now, this isn't max threshold for a lot of these athletes. This is right at that intense heart rate that you'll see mostly. When it gets really max, it's about 20 beats per minute above what your average threshold heart rate would be.
San Francisco by Laura Clifton, Bailey Rail. Sydney McColition. Lydia Lebanon. Ariel going up a bit of a lead on both Turner and Carey. Low into the barbell first, 185. Trouble with Emma Gibson. Emma Carey has got a power thing that almost into the squat. Now she's back in third, and Ellie Turner has moved into second. Sam Briggs. No problem. Cindy McColition next to her. Finishes that. Mackenzie Riley, Bailey Rail, and Laura Clifford are all through.
And I saw from Lowen is that clean automatically tells me that I'll be squatting the next 2 bars. Unless I caught that one a little too far in front and didn't give it enough effort that I should have. For Emma Carey, she tried to power it, but it actually pushed her down into a squat. So it wasn't the best clip, but I think she just wasn't ready to receive it below parallel. So I'd be curious to see if she opts for a squat clean on purpose on the next round to see if she can have a better clean after round 4.
Ariel Lowe, good news for her. The past 2 runs, she has had the fastest time. She's been the last 11 and 10 seconds. Here comes Emma Carey, followed by Sam Briggs. Ariel Lowe and Ellie Turner, the first 2 back. First 2 to the 195-pound barbell.
Lowen had a very low receiving position with her elbows on the previous round. We'll see if she gets some more squat. No, that's much better.
No, this one did that clean. Now Emma Carey, who's in third place in this heat. And there you go, full squat. She's going to hit it. Cindy McColition closest to the camera, looking good. Sam Briggs has been at 195. Mackenzie Riley was also able to complete her lift. Ariel Lowen maintains her lead here. 7-minute time cap. The time lead is 6:45.72 seconds. 4 women in heat number 1 were able to get inside of that mark.
That was a much better clean for Ariel Lowen after round 4. Sometimes, listen, you're going to hit a bar. You're hitting heavy bars at high intense heart rate and fatigue. You have to have all your ducks in a row, technique-wise, to make sure you have a clean rep.
Inside the Coliseum, Amelia Lebanon is still at the 195-pound barbell. He's probably trying to help her out as Ariel Lowen and Ellie Turner back in. Lebanon, thank you, crowd. As she makes that lift, Ariel Lowen still in first place, less than a minute to go. As she heads to the final barbell. Oh, what a game under. That look in your for Ellie Turner. And Ellie Turner is your new event leader. Emma Carey, McColition, and Lowen all on the clean. Lowen's going to hit it. And now race to the finish with McColition. It looks like Lowen may have got the best of that. Mackenzie Riley is in. Now Emma Carey trying to finish up here.
Carey got spit out the back on the last clean. It just didn't look like her. She was set to receive that ball.
Carey struggling, not able to get it. At 10 seconds ago, she might not have enough of a tank. It's been about St. Prince is in her lift, and she is in. And Prince is pumped. Froendt finished in heat 2 as Emma Carey started through that final lift. Sam Briggs was able to hit it. But Ellie Turner is your new event leader at 6:21.99 seconds.
Now Lowen, try to hit that last bar. And a good fourth one. And Lawrence has had done, she's a much faster runner on the 200s. But this last one a little wide and just not set to receive that bar. So Turner wide as well, but she was able to stabilize underneath it to sneak into that peak win and event leader.
Halfway through, it's Ellie Turner, who is now your new event leader at 621.99 seconds. Barry Lowen hit that final barbell on her second attempt. Cindy Demolition is third, following Kenzie Riley, and then Laura Lipton. Sam Briggs was also able to get across the finish line as well, inside that second touchdown. Third heat, 9 women in the field. Annie Shores out there. The two-time who scored on her will be in game 6, and she's also wearing boots. We'll be able to keep an eye on her on her.
This is a decent event for Annie Flores on her. I'm also looking at Turi Huggett on her as well. She's dabbled in and she has a track background before she started getting into CrossFit. She's also a wonderful gymnast on top of that. But she's also competed at a very high level in Olympic weightlifting. So she has the technique and the endurance. And this is an event that showcases the combination of the two. It's not just about being strong. It's actually not about being fast, because that anaerobic blowout is not going to help you here. We saw that with Guillerme in the first heat on the men's side. But you actually have to be a good endurance base to be successful, coupled with the strength on the bar.
So Danielle Brandon taking the floor. She'll be at the far end. 2 minutes left. So will be right in the middle. Now, late night was supposed to be gaining speed, but she is not out on the competition floor. We saw her in the last event lifting very badly. And Flores, meanwhile, comes into this event in 11th place overall, trying to punch into the top 10.
I do like this event for Annie, but it's creeping out that 136. Just we got those competition Coliseum jitters back.
90 seconds.
Number 3 has 6:21.99 seconds in the time to beat here in this event at the 7-minute time cap. It's Danielle Brandon, who, if you watch the 550-yard run on day number 1, Danielle ran that with
1 minute.
3 other athletes. She was supposed to run it by herself because she is in the COVID protocol. That didn't test positive. But those 3 other athletes, Turi Huggett, Sam Briggs, and Laura Horvath, volunteered to run with her.
We did game after
35 seconds.
Everybody let her run with Danielle Brandon. Sam was the first to raise her hand, followed by the other 2 athletes.
Danielle Brandon.
They're bringing in a huge cheer. I mean, look, the cross community is well informed of what Danielle's having to deal with at the moment in quarantine in each event.
Turi Huggett got the first to the barbell, 165, she was the first out. Followed by Annie Flores down there, and the initial collection right behind her.
Now, Turi's on an outside lane, so she was at a disadvantage at the start, being behind the flat out the door, where Bradenhead was a much more advantage as she had a clean run out the door. But Calvin moving herself towards the third has opened herself up to a nice clean run to the second run.
She had one of the faster runs that we've seen in the opening round in 54 seconds.